So you may have guessed that this is not a van, but it is the VW ID Buzz, provided by Ezoo UK. Is it better than the van? Well, probably it is all of the van and perhaps a little bit more, because as with all vehicles, they need to be fit for purpose. So if you need a big SUV, then this could be the vehicle for you. So the ID Buzz has some lovely design features, not least the big VW badge in the front, Beastie Boys et al, and some lovely LED headlights which are a complete wraparound. So nice design features, but is this the right colour for it? Because you may think that the ID Buzz is familiar with that two-tone option. Now I happen to really like that, even in the van. The van looks really good in it and the car looks really good in it as well. I'm not a big fan of all being the same colour because I think it's really unique, but colour and the way vehicles look is so subjective. So you need to know that it is an option to have the dual tone colours, or you can have a solid colour in grey and black and white and a couple of other options. So that is a really good thing to make it just the way you want it. So given that this is a car, it's probably a good time to look in the back, because if you're a van fan, of course, the van whole look has been completely spoiled by these seats. But of course, if you want the car, and inevitably if you're watching this you do, then the amount of rear space that you've got is tremendous. Great head height, although no sunroof available, and lots of little mod cons, and these tables lock into place nice and firmly. You've got a little place to stick a mobile phone, and then a lip here so that you can also put a mobile phone there to watch it. Great for the youngsters to keep them quiet. And then this does actually just nicely slip out of way. The passenger seats move forward and back, although I can't find it. There we go. They move forward and back. And of course, if you want more space in the back, which is probably unlikely, then obviously moving it forward is a good thing. But moving it back, and also even reclining, brilliant for those longer journeys. So in the back here you have got lots of space, but one critical thing in the back that you need to know about is these rear windows. They don't open. It doesn't appear to be an option for those to come down, and nor are there any air vents back here either. So I'm sure that the air conditioning is powerful and strong and will keep us cool in the winter, and keep us cool in the summer and warm in the winter. But it does beg the question, how do you personalise it? The doors are side sliding, lock into place, and also you can, on the higher spec or optional, get electric doors. So that means at the touch of a button they would slide automatically back into place. There are some nice design touches on the vehicle. I really like that. It just gives it a bit of presence and a bit of je ne sais quoi. Nice privacy glass in the back there, which I think is going to be useful, particularly in the summer, kind of really filtering out the sun and keeping the cab hopefully that little bit cooler. So you have a variety of wheel options. I think this is the 21-inch wheels. They're aerodynamic, and that's done specifically so that the air travels over these vehicles to get the very best in efficiency. And while we're back here, you've also got the charging port. Now, I like the fact that the charging port is here at the rear quarter panel. It might give a challenge at some of the charging points for the DC chargers, but typically to be able to reverse into something and then be able to pull away is great, certainly for the van, and I think really useful here too. A maximum speed of 170 DC on the charging and up to 11 on the AC charging mean that actually this vehicle will charge really quickly. And here's a quick experience that I had yesterday. I'm on a 350 kilowatt hour charger, or 350 kilowatt charger, and we are almost up to 130. So that is really good news. I expect we were below 20%, so as it gets warm and gets going, it'll probably get over the 130, maybe even 150. We'll keep an eye on it. It has to be said, charging at this speed, 127 kilowatts an hour, is definitely a good experience. I mean, when you're used to charging at 50 or even 60 or 70, this is getting you 2 kilowatts every minute and adding, well, it says 6 miles every minute. So 10 minutes, 60 miles, 20 minutes, 120 miles. That feels good. This is a big vehicle, so it's great news that we've got the parking sensors, but also a really good reversing camera. Actually, really nice and clear, and that is a really good touch. The light bar, I actually prefer it on the van. The van is a bit thicker and sort of more of a feature, but this obviously lighting up at night is going to be really cool, and it will give that ID Buzz sort of uniqueness that you would expect. And again, a lovely big VW badge and the words ID Buzz. Now, I am amazed at how many people stop and look and, ooh, that's the ID Buzz. That's the attraction of this vehicle, and it will stand out in a crowd. I'm just getting in the mood for the camper that will be coming. Because, of course, this is a very big space. Now, there is also a sort of a false floor that will sit in here, and the seats will then fold flat. It is said that you would fit a mattress in this vehicle, which, quite honestly, I'd be pretty disappointed if you couldn't. This is what this vehicle is all about, is huge cavernous space. And if you need space, this has over 1,100 meters or square meters, cubic meters, centimeters, liters. That's the word we were looking for. And also, of course, a nice load cover to hide away your valuables. We've also got a handy little bag clip, because if you're going shopping, your shopping is going everywhere in this place. Because it is so cavernous, but there is nice hooks. I don't know, there's not any on the other side, but there is a hook there. You've also got a 12-volt battery, and this is where you clip those false floor bits in, which is all very, very good. So, that's us inside the ID Buzz and heading off for a ride. Very comfortable position, you're slid smoothly into place. Let's go and see how good it is on the road. So once you're in and driving the ID Buzz, you will immediately feel that you are in a refined position. It's the classic high up position, bearing in mind, of course, the other half of this vehicle is a van. So typically high driving position. And also you get a pretty smooth ride. This road is a back road, so it's a little bit bouncy, but it is in any vehicle. Once on the motorways, and we've spent a bit of time on the motorways in this vehicle, very smooth, very steady. And the tech is pretty good, albeit a little glitchy. Particularly I found with the cruise control. It automatically detects your speed and aligns it to the road speed, and sometimes it will flip to some weird numbers. There's also a little bit of technology challenge where the voice activation seems to just cut in at any given time, and the infotainment system is not the most intuitive in the world. All of that said, it's still a pretty nice drive. Very smooth, very quiet, enough oomph for a big vehicle like this. The power output is about 204 brake horsepower. In terms of the voice activation, it does work and will allow you to navigate, use the phone, probably even adjust the air conditioning, which you do need a degree to be able to activate. But it does have a simple bum warmer, and that works with the voice activation too. So, have I enjoyed my time with the ID Buzz? Well, yes I have, and actually I've walked away from it feeling almost exactly the same as I did feeling from the ID Buzz Cargo, which is, do you know what? It's going to do a job for many people. There are still some challenges, the typical challenges that you would have hoped somebody will come to market eventually and go, we think it does 258 miles, and it actually does 258 miles. Brilliant about the EZoo website says a realistic range of 205, and I would absolutely concur with that. Somewhere around 205, 210 miles to a full tank, despite it saying 258. Charging is brilliant, it's quick, it's nice, and it's easy. I like the charging point being at the back. The question remains, would I own one of these as a family? Well, honestly, it's not fit for purpose for me. It's too big, too much going on. I'm better with a vehicle that is smaller, and I don't need all the space in the back. Yes, in the future, the camper van might be really kind of cool, and that might be something I'd go for. But if this is an alternative to a big SUV that you are looking for, great amount of space, fast charging speeds, decent comfort, do be aware of the glitches and get the people on handover to talk you through all of the equipment. Ultimately, you pays your money, you takes your choice. This has been the VW ID Buzz, a little bit of a departure for the electric van man, but its big brother is a van. So we've got to cut it some slack. Great to see everybody. Have a great day.